Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? So we are here to announce the death of Elena, Raw and Bareback. And we have launched our new podcast, and that is Elena Demonetized, the podcast where we violate community guidelines in every single episode.
You know it.
And I have my beautiful husband, aka our new co-host, because can't do this without him. He's everything to me.
Thanks, baby.
And you're welcome. So today we're going to interview him to make sure he has what it takes to be the new co-host. So without further ado, you guys, let's jump right into Elena Demonetized. So, Alpha Wolfe, tell me a little about, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Alpha Wolfe. I am a gay for pay porn star. I've been in the industry for a little over 2 years now, and it's been a very wild ride, but it's also been kind of an adventure in kind of finding myself, and through that, finding you. Well,
you found me.
You found me, actually.
So how did we meet? Tell them exactly how we met.
We met through, I shot I shot content with Brittany Cade, who you interviewed back, on
a
your
long time ago,
a
year ago, yeah.
Yeah, and she wasn't doing porn then, and then doing porn now. You saw that we posted a picture together.
She was already doing porn.
No, when you guys originally
we
worked together.
Porn,
yeah, she was not doing porn, and so fast forward to seeing the little post, you saw me, I believe, and you're like, who's this guy?
So
right?
Brittany, they had a scene together, and then I was following Brittany on Twitter, and then she posted with him, and I was like, oh my god, who's this hot ass guy? And so I DM'd him, and ironically, he was into girls, because I was like, maybe he's bisexual, because if he's fucking Brittany, then he's obviously into trannies as well, and if he's fucking gay guys, then he's probably bisexual. But then I found out he's not that at all. He likes women, but people like to disagree, and they're like, no, he's definitely gay.
Oh, that dude's definitely gay.
Bisexual. He's fucking guys. He's definitely bi.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I've never done anything gay per se, because I have. There's such a double standard. I was thinking about this, I think this morning at the gym. I'm like, damn, it's a trip, because you can have two cis females who are like, oh, when they drink, they're like, oh, they like to make out, they like to play, and not one man's gonna be like, oh, that's some fucking gay ass shit. They're a bunch of nasty.
It is double standard. It is.
No man is gonna be like that. Maybe some, but. If you flip it around and you have two fucking hot, cis males that are, they like to fucking get frisky, play around, you're a fucking faggot, period. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's because you did that and then claimed to not be gay? That's why they're upset about it, because they're like, you've definitely done some gay things.
Yeah, in our first podcast together, I was kind of just trying to figure out the whole aspect. What do I say? What do I not say? What just be authentic and be real. And I said some things on there that weren't authentic and real. And we're back again. And yeah, so I can't sit here and be like, yeah, I've never done anything gay by society standards. But if you put a hot guy here and I'm gonna pick you all day.
You're into girls. So
period.
How do you feel towards men?
It's kind of a bro thing. To be honest,
sexually,
it's a bro thing. It's like. It's totally shooting with guys, especially guys that I know. It's totally like a fucking bro connection. I don't know. It's very, for me it is. Maybe for them it's different, but for me I'm like, hey, we're gonna fucking bang this thing out. We're gonna make it look good and we're gonna enjoy it, and that's it. I'm gonna give you a high five afterwards, a little knuckle bump, maybe slap your ass, but that's about it. And I'm gonna go home to my family and have a great night. You know what I mean?
Is it work to you, or do you enjoy any gay scenes?
Again, I couldn't sit here and be like, I've never enjoyed it. There's been times where I've been railed and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You've been witness to that. I actually bring her on set now.
No, I come on set with him all the time.
So why do we do that? Because we just had to clarify some things about what a gay porn set looks like. How professional is it, and how,
Well, I mean, it's kind of
what's going down.
Well, I mean, that's not for me to say. It's kind of for you, because that's your set. So
right.
What I always thought kind of a porn set was kind of just everyone's fucking. I mean, everyone thinks this. They're always oh my god, it's a gay porn set. Everyone's hot. They're fucking all the time.
All day, yeah.
But then he would be like, oh no, it's actually for work. And then I didn't believe him. And then I went to one of his shoots, and it literally is just kind of work. You kind of just.
It's funny because I going into that, see, I told you so. But with that whole aspect of me being I wanted to show you this. of course they love her.
Yeah.
Of course everybody that sees you loves you, and they're like, who is this? Because normally you can't bring family or
really
partners.
Or
Partners.
why can't you bring partners?
Well, I mean, people get jealous. Jealousy is a real thing, regardless if it's work or not. If you see your partner fucking some other person and other person's enjoying it, or they're enjoying it, it's gonna fucking ignite some feelings, you know. And whether if it's work or not, we talked about this with plenty of people.
No, it's kind of like when I fucking when I met Joel at AVN, he was like, oh my God, like, yeah, they don't really allow partners on set, but like, you're totally fine. And that's when I was like, wait, is this like a thing? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, it's like a thing, because like people get jealous and they like flip out, like
cause issues, and there's fights, you know, things happen, and it's just like it creates too much chaos in an environment that needs to be very smooth and professional. Yeah, because you're having sex on camera, like you know, not everybody can just bang it out with, you know, chaos going on. Yeah. Some people that are new need that like nice, smooth, you know, introduction.
It's already tough.
Right, it's already tough as it is. Yeah,
fucking in front of people.
Yeah. So
like, how am I on set?
How are you on set? Well, first of all, everybody loves you, and on top of that, you're amazing behind the camera. As if nobody knows this already, she's you know, she's all self-shot. Everything she posts is self-shot, and so her angles and everything she does behind the camera is incredible. And so, you know, now you're running your own videography stuff, and people see that and they see the work you do, and it's like,
they love it.
They not only they love it, they love you and the energy that you bring. And so,
oh my God, thank you.
Bringing you to work with me has been nothing but beneficial for us.
Yeah, because they love us together, so they cater to us. I feel
right.
They love us, but yeah, no, I've never had an issue with you going to work. I've never really made a scene ever, because I know it's like a professional environment. I know like this is like their work, so I don't really try to like, you know, like, even if I do feel that way, I kind of just bite my tongue, because like there's people working, they don't need to hear that right now.
Yeah, you're
that's
definitely
for me to talk about after when we get home.
Yeah.
Or like before, but like during that, I'm never gonna cause a scene, because like it's other people's time as well, and it's other people like energy, and like they're putting money into this, and I'm not gonna sit there and make it about myself because I feel away because I chose to come to work with you. Right. You know what I mean?
And what we always say that, like, whether I'm going somewhere with you to support you or you're coming somewhere to support me, it's like the way we carry ourselves represents each other, and so we always need to be on point and be above par with that.
Yeah, I sometimes get worried about you.
Well,
you just get so jealous so easily. So we have this thing where he's like jealously possessive. Explain to them what that is.
It's
the funniest thing ever to me, and I love it so much.
I don't know, in my past with the relationships I've been with women, I've been so laxed and so just chill. Like, oh yeah, you go kick it with my friend. Like, yeah, you go to the store with my homie. Yeah, it's fine. And the next thing you know, like, some fucking scandalous shit has been going down right in front of my face, but I'm so oblivious because I trust everybody. It's happened multiple times in multiple relationships, and so I'm like, damn, I see you, and I'm like, this is the hottest girl that I'm ever gonna get.
Oh wow!
At my old ass age of 37, like, come on, like, yeah, sure. There's middle-aged women that are super hot too, but as far as you and what you bring to the table, like, this is the best that's ever gonna be brought to me. And so for me to sit back and be like, oh yeah, you want? Sure, I'll just go to the bathroom, hang out with my girl, take her to the bar, get her a drink too. Why don't you? And the fuck that. No, I'm not. That's just not what I'm doing. If you want to talk to my girl, if she wants to talk to you by herself and she tells me that, by all means. But it's more of I'm protecting this relationship, because I the way I see it is there's not one man that respects me because I'm with you. They're like, oh, Alpha Wolfe's with her. Yeah, I totally respect that relationship. All the dolls respect you. Not one girl has hit me up. Since we've been like vocally public about our relationship, nobody hits me up. Dudes do all the time. You don't have a problem with that.
That's your audience.
Sure.
Yeah.
But no dolls hit me up. But I'm sure your DMs are just flooded with fucking douchebags. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what, dude? I would just love to fucking fight every single person. Just to be like, hey, like, this relationship is so important to me and my family that I'm going to do whatever it takes to protect it. And if it looks like I'm possessive and jealous, then fine, so be it. But I know at the end of the day that what we have is more sacred and more important than any motherfucker will ever bring to the table. So
there will be some people who are like, oh, that's unhealthy. What is your take on like that?
If it's unhealthy, it would be unhealthy if you're like, oh my God, like, he's just like, you're crying to like all the dolls are just like, I can't take it. Like, I'm pretty sure I would be able to pick up on that, and I would tone it down, but I'm not controlling like that.
You're not, yeah.
I'm not controlling. We just enjoy being together.
You don't ever tell me like, oh, you can't do this,
never
you can't
once,
do that.
No.
Like, you let me do whatever, but all you kind of just like, can I be there as well?
Yeah.
Just like make sure everything's okay.
Right.
And I kind of like that. Like, yeah, you're not controlling at all, to where it's kind of like I've never once would just say like, oh, you can't do this. You can't.
No,
do that.
and you've never done that with me either.
Yeah, like I think you and I have like pretty much a lot of freedom, but it's kind of like, can we be involved as well to make sure everything runs smoothly in an environment where like it's already like suspicious enough?
Sure, it's sex work, sex industry. There's super hot people. You know, all the people that are, you know, going after you are really attractive. You know what I mean? So they are. That's why I don't look at it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, these Reese's, these
little Reese's minis,
the little mini Reese's. I don't know if you girls have tried this, but it's probably the best little invention ever, because the big ones are a little bit too much.
It's like a thin layer of chocolate, but it's like so much peanut butter. But this is kind of just perfect. So, you know, last episode I did together. Yeah. You guys were all talking about this. You're twitching too damn much. You're moving too damn much.
I know, there was a lot of comments.
Address that. They're like, he's definitely...
He's
like it's giving heroin withdrawal. Yeah. It's giving like drugs withdrawal. Like, why is he moving so much? Why is he shaking? Why can't he sit still?
Yeah.
He's definitely on coke, girl.
Yeah, he's on something for sure.
So like...
Well, let's address this first. I'm clinically diagnosed with ADHD. Let's start there. I had just started medication back then, and I watched that. I'm like, damn, that's really. I was on top of that. Never been on a podcast. On top of that, I'm with this beautiful woman who's like sought me out, and then I'm like, this is all happening quickly, and like, you know, it was a lot for me. So were you nervous? I was very nervous.
Oh, okay, so then you were just nervous then.
Nervousness.
You weren't like withdrawing from heroin?
I've been. But yeah, definitely. And one of the reasons I wanted to take that thing down, it just wasn't a good look. If you're like, Elena, he's giving heavy drug vibes. Look, man, I want to have anybody who's got something to say about that, come on a podcast with a beautiful woman like this and sit still. Sit perfectly still. Don't move. Be calm, cool, collective. And you do that, I'll respect you. But
it's also nerve-wracking because you didn't know what I was going to ask you either.
I have no clue what you're going to ask me.
Kind of like whatever I ask you, you got to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
So, like, at that time, it's kind of like, you're like, we're together, but like,
yeah.
I'm going to treat you as if you were a guest. You know what I mean?
And I want to and I'm like trying to paint this picture. Like, I want to be fucking, you know, your your Flynn Rider. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be this fucking guy, you know? And I'm like, inside, I'm like, I know I can be that. But at the very moment, I'm not that. Yeah. And so...
There was just a lot going on in your head.
There was a lot going on in my life too, you know, and so we took it down, and but we're back. Here we are again, just to clear the air and to start this new season, and not twitch around for you guys so much because I was giving.
But you're very expressive when you talk.
I'm very expressive. I'm very
like
charismatic.
We've other episodes in the past. Oh, because this is coming first. So
I'm toning it down right now. My hands are right here. Usually I'm.
You're like.
Usually I'm very expressive and I like to use my hands. I'm very Italian with that, even though.
So in like other episodes that we filmed, like with the past 4 that we shot.
Oh yeah.
You were very expressive when you talked to like our guests, and that's just like it's just who you are. Just very expressive when you talk. So like it must be like fucking. Hard for you to hold your hands together now.
Absolutely. You know what? But it's a good practice for me to just like
sit still
and just, you know, I can still talk and not move, and I just like to be.
I don't want you to like limit of who you are, though, because you're very expressive, you know.
Sure.
But like when you're kind of just like moving.
No, there's so many different sides to me. You know what I mean? I have different aspects of my personality, and you know, one could gauge me just strictly based off watching my porn or based off of one post or one podcast, but to get to know, you know, Alpha Wolfe or you know, even who I am outside of work is there's a good guy in there, you know. Of course you know.
No one thinks you're a bad guy. Trust me. Yeah. So how was?
I have depth. We'll put it that way. I have depth.
Oh no, you have depth. I've seen you have depth. Trust me, I've seen it. There's depth there. There's a lot of depth there. It's like the fucking Mariana Trench.
Stop it.
I could send submarines in your ass.
I know.
You'll be
like,
is it in?
I was telling Elena, I was like, if I change my porn name, I'm gonna change it to Johnny Depth.
Because no, you can take a big dick. So how has doing porn affected you, like, in your relationship and your mentality, and like how has it affect you on your everyday life?
Porn has affected. So I guess on
especially because kind of like it's like. It's a gay for pay porn star, so it's not like someone that you kind of just like a gay porn star kind of just like, this is my life, and then like what they do is like gay related, so it's kind of like they're used to it. But like outside of porn, you're very like masculine, you're very straight. There's nothing gay about you. You don't really like entertain anything gay at all outside of porn. So it's kind of like when you do gay porn, that becomes your identity.
Right.
How is like navigating that identity versus who you are offline, and then like how's that affecting your relationship and your mentality as well?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And you've kind of seen, you've seen the tail end of it. You've seen me like come out on a more stronger end, but initially I was a mess, because it's like off the get-go, because I don't, again, getting to this point where I really don't care what anybody thinks. I'm telling all my old friend group, hey, this is what I'm doing now. And slowly but surely, one by one, they start to fall off. And I'm like, oh my God, this is affecting my friend group, And before I knew it, it was just me and the girl that I was with at the time and my kids. And I'm like, holy shit, now I'm kind of like isolated. So what do I do now? Do I keep pressing into it and open myself up to this other community of people, or do I just stay sheltered? And of course, like for me, I can only like isolate myself for so long before it's like, hey, I gotta fucking come out of my shell here and just talk to people and just not be judgmental and open myself up to this career that is offering me opportunities. And by doing that, slowly I started to trust people more. But with porn and like let's talk about friendships, like that's a difficult one because like
not everyone's gonna be open to that. That's what I told you too.
No, it's work. Like I'm not like some people will, they have their job they go to every day, and maybe there's like one or two people they vibe with, and maybe they kick it with them outside of work. But like the difficult part with porn, as I've addressed before, is like you go to work, you vibe with someone at work, they're cool, like you have sex obviously on camera, and then like what do you do after that? A lot of people like to hang out after work too, and so like there's that boundary of like, what do you like? Do I just go to work and go home, or do I like create friendships?
Not everyone's gonna be open to that. That's what I told you too.
No, it's work. Like I'm not like some people will, they have their job they go to every day, and maybe there's like one or two people they vibe with, and maybe they kick it with them outside of work. But like the difficult part with porn, as I've addressed before, is like you go to work, you vibe with someone at work, they're cool, like you have sex obviously on camera, and then like what do you do after that? A lot of people like to hang out after work too, and so like there's that boundary of like, what do you like? Do I just go to work and go home, or do I like create friendships inside work and take that outside of my work practice? And I learned the hard way with that, and so you learn how to manage friendships that are within your work relationships and not take it outside of that into your outside life. So that was, it's been a practice. It's been learning how to navigate that in a healthy way. So
and have you like succeeded in that?
I think I'm doing pretty well at it.
To where you think like, okay, you know what? I'll be friends with this person. Can you like pick characters like who to like get close with, who to like?
Yeah, I feel like in the industry right now, the person that I'm closest with is my agent.
Wait, that's your agent.
Yeah, but as far as like performers go, I've been very, very cautious in information that I share that goes on in my life, just because it's gay porn, the gay community. People the girls just love to talk. They do, and you share one thing with somebody, and then it's like that game telephone. I could watch a robbery happen, and the other person watches it. It's two different stories. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I'd be like, hey, this happened to me. And the next person tells three people, and they're like, here, did you hear Alpha Wolfe overdosed on heroin while he was butt naked running through a cornfield backwards? It's like, no, shit didn't happen, dude.
Yeah. Now, how does it affect you mentally?
Mentally,
that was friendships. How does it affect you
mentally? Again, initially at first, it kind of fucked me up a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm going from like building homes and like doing construction every day to like getting fucked on set every day. Or not every day, but
like, oh my god,
every day. And then so like mentally, it was just, I was like. Initially, I'm like, this is cool. Like, I'm fucking making way more money than I was building homes, and I can just like go to work and just do that and then chill. But like, you can't do that. I can't. Like, what I learned through that is like, I have to have a routine, and I still slip up every now and then because like I'll do really well in a month and bang out a bunch of scenes, and then get a little complacent, and get a little relaxed. And I feel like as I notice that more, and I'm aware of it, I'm starting to like counteract that, and not, even though I don't have to work for the next 3 days, I still need to keep working doing this, or reaching out, trying to book more scenes, shooting content, being a father, of course. You know, we have that whole aspect outside of work to do as well. So, I mean, we stay busy, but it's still like, if I don't have a scene to shoot, I need to be at the gym. I need to be staying active, using my mind, using my body, eating right.
And it's hard when you just eat and sleep.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm a full-on bear. I'm eating a shitload of food. I'm like hitting the vape, and I'm like just napping, you know, and then taking the kids to school, bringing them to sport, like, and that's great. Yeah, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but like, there's got to be more, you know.
Probably a balance for you as well.
What's that?
There's got to be a balance for you.
Got to be a balance, yeah. And I feel like for me, if I always need to be pushing myself, because if I'm not pushing myself to that limit, I really feel like I'm like the complacency can depress me a little bit, deprive me of the goals I'm trying to attain.
So would you say like it's made you like more sad, made you more less active?
It's I feel like sex work and porn has to be like, you have to counteract. You have like all the work that goes into the sex work side. It has to be balanced and counteracted with physical exercise and mental exercise as well, because without that, it's just things are thrown off. That's
so how was it then going from like your whole life just being with women,
and
then going into gay porn and having to like, oh my god, I'm about to fuck a dude, I'm about to get fucked by a dude, and like, how was that for you? Because a lot of guys wouldn't be able to do that. They'd be like, no, that's gay, even just looking at another man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for me,
like, you grew up your whole life kind of like being straight for the most part.
Yeah, but
I got two women, so it's kind of like you've only been with women you're growing up. So like, how did it go from? How was the transition from like straight to like gay?
It was always there, like in the back of my head, and I knew I don't know if any other guys that I grew up around thought the way I did, but I was always interested and wondered what it would be like, what would it be like to get fucked by a guy or have sex with a man, or just like
with a man or with a dick.
More of the dick, because I wasn't interested in the man. I'm not in. It's more of the dick.
Yeah.
100% really. There's been dudes that I vibe with, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not like I go to bed or I'm horny and I'm like, man, what am I gonna do to like really get on? Like, I'm not thinking about men. I can promise myself that, and the whole world. But I might be thinking about a dick.
Yeah. And that's when trannies came into play.
That's when I'm like flipping through like Penthouse magazine at like 14, and I'm like,
wait, there was trannies on Penthouse?
Listen, so all of Penthouse is obviously cis sex, you know what I mean? But there's these little fucking, like in the very back, there's like the numbers you can call it, the phone sex numbers.
That's so vintage.
And hella vintage, but there'd always be like one or two little like trans ones, and there'd be like one picture of a trans girl, you know what I mean? But super hot. I'm like, and that's what I'd always look at. And so for me, that's what kind of like intrigued that aspect of it.
Now, would it be like you sexualizing trannies, or like?
No.
Because like, people can be like, oh my god, he likes dicks on a chick, so like that he's sexualizing trannies.
You could say it. I would agree with that if I fetishized trans women my entire life, or if I was like, hooking up with girls like on the side, but still having my family. I never even did that. I never even hooked up with anyone trans until I was fucking 33 years old. You know what I mean? Like, didn't hook up with a guy until I was 34. So all these things were there, but I never acted on it because I didn't feel comfortable, or I just didn't know the right people, I guess, or maybe I just wasn't mature enough to respond to it.
So what made you finally get comfortable?
Just getting,
like, I'm going to explore this.
Getting hurt, 2 divorces, after the second one during COVID, I was just like, you know what, dude, I'm just going to be me. I don't even know who I am.
Was that the first time you explored with a tranny?
I had hooked up with 2 prior, like I had like.
What year was this?
So so when I got back from Alaska, working in Alaska in 2015, after my first divorce, I was on Craigslist.
Backpage?
Sucked a girl's dick on Craigslist, paid her $100.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that I hooked up with. We didn't pay her, and then she was kind of like someone that I hung out with a lot, but never really like. It was more of like this romantic thing, but nothing ever came of it because
I've had many times. I've had a lot of those where kind of just like. We call them cuddles. Yeah. Kind of just hang out. It's romantic. Yeah. You guys are together. You guys are like dating, but it never goes anywhere.
She was older. I was like 20. I was like, 2015. That's 8 years ago. So I was like 29. I was like almost 30. I was still a baby in that, like.
You're a baby.
I was a baby. And like mentally, sexually, it's like not all there. And so I think she was like 38 or 39. She was older. I got married again. And then after that, went south when I was just so I did everything above and beyond, like the best husband anybody could ever ask for, but it wasn't enough for this girl. And when that ended, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be authentic to me. I don't even know who I am, like, to be honest with you. no clue who I was at that point.
Yeah.
Still figuring out who I am right now.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But through that, yeah, I met a girl and we dated for a couple of years, and
she was trans, right?
Trans.
Yeah. So you weren't sexually because you got committed to her.
No, I got in a committed relationship. 3 months after that relationship ended, and we stayed together for 2 years. And I learned a lot in that relationship, and through
2 or 3.
Through that,
was it 2 or 3?
It was almost 3 years.
Okay.
But through that's where sex work came into my life through this relationship, and I'm actually grateful for that because I truly believe that sex work has allowed me to level up in a maturity level and become a better man.
Well, you've explored sides of yourself that you never really explored with
right,
the past.
and I feel these
it pushed you to be boxes are comfortable,
right?
In a way,
the boxes are checked. Okay, I tried that. I know, I'm getting to know who I am as a man and as a father and as a husband and as a friend. So
now it's not like, oh, I wonder. It's kind of you already did that.
Right?
Is it for you? Yes or no?
No.
And you have a little checkbox. You're right. Yeah.
But that wasn't. I had fun, but that's not what I inside. Deep down, I know what I want, and my family's what I want.
Yeah.
With a woman, and so.
Can you see yourself raising a family with a dude?
Oh fuck no.
Could you imagine just two husbands?
No, absolutely not. I feel like if I was to explore, I would fetishize. Me would be fetishizing a man just for their dick on the side, and I would never take them out in public. That's kind of what the depth of me, the fetishization. It's a hard word to say. Yeah.
I can't say cosmetology. See? Can't even
cosmetology,
I can't say
fetishization. Anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Cosmetology. I can't.
Yeah. There's some words we can and can't say, but I can say I love you and I appreciate you and I'm grateful.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah,
love you too.
Grateful for this opportunity to.
So now there will be people out there because they say about everything. Oh my God, how can he speak that way about being with a man yet he does gay porn?
Right.
Because they're always gonna, no matter what you say, they're always gonna compare it and tie it back to you doing gay porn.
Right.
It's gonna be he's contradicting himself. Everything he's saying about but he also does gay porn.
Right.
So how can he say that? So what is your response to that?
My response is this: I know plenty of carpenters that build the fucking best homes ever. Outside of the work, they won't touch a fucking hammer and they hate it. They're like, why would I do that? That's what I do at work. So there's your answer right there. It's work.
Yeah.
Period. Any performer will be like, I found pleasure in my work, and there's people that go to work every day who find pleasure in their work. We can't sit here and be
when it's
just
that you
because
enjoy,
it's sex,
they love it. Like Gracie,
right?
She loves it,
right?
And she was like, I never want to retire. You
right?
know, that's something that she generally loves. When
she owns it. She said it. She's like, I love my job. I don't want to get too lost in it because I love it so much, but I have that balance,
But when she goes to work, it's not work for her.
Right.
But for you.
For me, I'm going to do some gay shit today, and it's work. Initially, the first year and a half, I was excited to go to work. I was like, fucking hell yeah. You know what I mean? I was just in a different place. But now that it's because I didn't have this.
Yeah. And what exactly is this?
This is a family. This is something that's solid and that's staying. You know, I didn't know what my next day was going to look like.
When you're doing porn.
Right.
I know you're booking a lot of work. In the beginning, you were booking a lot. I think 80 scenes or something.
My first year, I think I put out with content and studio over 100 scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're doing a lot.
But there's still so many that haven't even been released either. So. Yeah.
And they get released in months later.
Sometimes, dude, there's 2 scenes I shot with Next Door Studios over a year ago that haven't been released. I shot a scene with Brittany. Trans Empire hasn't been released.
I only saw one scene with her. That's the sister.
The stepsister one. Yeah.
You've had how many scenes with her?
Brittany and I shot 2 studio scenes, and then we shot content once together. And that's how you and I met.
Nothing. I've only seen those 2 things. I've seen the trans sister one and the content. That's it. But the other one, it's not released yet.
Yes, I don't know how that works. I think sometimes the distributors or the people that are buying it either they don't buy it or it doesn't get sold, or I don't know. I got paid for my scenes, so I can't really.
In that regard, you got paid regardless.
Yeah, but it's always excited to see. Hey, I wonder what that trailer looks like. Just
I know.
I only watch trailers. The only time that I've actually watched full scenes is when you're like, oh babe, let's watch the scene.
Yeah. So you don't watch why don't you watch your own work? If I was a porn star, I'd be watching my shit all the time.
I guess if these were tracks that I was producing, if it was music, I'd be bumping that shit all day. But it's I don't really watch porn as it is.
Are you not proud of your porn?
I'm proud. I'm proud of it. Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Why don't you watch? Are you shaking yourself? You're like watching. You're like,
like,
fuck.
Like I can only watch. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, watch on the kids come back. Hey, Dad. Like, I'm just fucking. Just watching my play-by-play here, boys. Just want to make sure.
Your dad did at work.
Just see how I took my eyes off the camera that one time. Like, no, fuck no, dude.
Aren't you like a little curious to see like, okay, you know?
I've done that. I mean, I know I'm hot. I know, and I know whatever I'm
just
doing.
To see, like, what you
whether I'm topping or bottoming, I know that I'm. I don't know. I don't need to pick it apart because I know that whatever I'm doing looks really good. So
yeah. I watch your shit all the time.
I know. You're like one of my biggest fans.
I am your biggest fan. I watch this shit all the time when I'm like jacking off.
You're like, you remember that one scene when you were doing this? I'm like, I don't. No, I don't.
I don't remember that scene. I'm like, okay, well, let me show it to you.
I'm like, okay, fangirl.
I'm your biggest fan. No, I am. I remember I was watching like your gay stuff and I was like, oh my God, there's just so much gay stuff happening. I need to find a scene where he's like fucking like a fucking power bottom to at least, because like, I can't get off to you bottoming. I really can't.
No. Like, yeah, cool. Like, my man's taking some big dick and he does it really well, but like, you want to see me fucking rail, like giving it to somebody at least.
Kind of have to look for stuff. I remember when you would travel out of town, I'd be like, like looking up Wolfe free gay porn.
No, I remember one time you're like, do you have any like videos on your phone of you like fucking girls, like topping them? I'm like, what?
I know. I was like, I just need something of you being like manly. Fuck. You know, I can't find any of that on the internet.
Yeah, I'm like, I tried to send you one, but that one was like not backed up on my iCloud. Yeah, that stupid thing. But anyways,
happens all the time. Yeah. So how is?
Do I fuck like a gay guy? Do I fuck like a straight guy?
No.
Who was saying that the other day? Who was talking about? It was like Jim Powers and someone else was talking about like who fucks like a straight guy? Like what gay porn guy stars?
Well, how are gay guys supposed to fuck? How are they supposed to fuck?
I mean, some people just don't know how to top. Some people just don't know how to fuck in general. Some people don't know how to take dick.
Like
guys and girls.
A proper guideline or proper way to do it?
Just just know how to like stop fucking squeeze. Don't quit moving around. Like if you're gonna get fucked. Like you don't need to sit there and fucking press your feet on the ground, stand up, move around. Like, but like.
Well, I mean, like you said, sometimes it's the directors who put you in those positions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be like, you need to do this. Like, can you do this? And if you say yes, then you better fucking deliver it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's only been one position that I've been given. It was like some Tom Moore, he's like, show me the wheelbarrow. I'm like, homie, like.
I think I saw a photo of that. It was you and Billy Beaumont.
Yeah, like no one does that.
It never got put into the scene. Yeah. It's just for the photo.
Yeah, no one does that.
The wheelbarrow. That's
the wheelbarrow. He's like, can you put it in a wheelbarrow? I'm like, a what? No, I can't. But I'm like, you want me to get it outside and go wheel it inside and put her inside of it? I can do that, but I can't like actually do what you want me to do. Yeah. That's the only time I haven't been able to do that.
So how was porn affect your relationship? And by that I mean our
relationship.
A
porn's affected.
How was your porn? Like, how was your view on porn before versus after meeting moi?
My view on porn.
Like, how was it? Like, not your view, kind of just like, how'd you handle porn and just like how it is now, like how it affected you mentally before versus
just like
now.
Being in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's it's just made me more impeccable with my word. To be honest with you, just to make sure whatever I tell you I'm going to do it, or don't do what I say I'm not going to do. You know what I mean? Because there's been some times where I said I was going to do something, I did something other than I was doing, and it affected our relationship negatively where you were hurt.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened since then, and I don't want it to ever happen again. So
don't do it again.
I won't. So if we're just going to be candid, there was a handful of times where I shot scenes where I told her they were gay scenes and they weren't. They were trans scenes. And I know all the dolls right now are like, oh my God, what a terrible person. But look, I'm not going to sit here and be like any part of that is right where it's not. It would have been fine if I just said, hey, I booked a trans scene, and you would have been like, hey, is that a good idea? Or do you really think that, there's been ways we could have worked it out. But because I didn't do that, and I just didn't want to lose the work. I didn't want to fuck up my name, and I had already booked the work. I did it, and then I hope to ask for forgiveness afterwards rather than for asking for permission to begin with. And so, I definitely hurt you, and but since that happened, I feel like it really kind of shook me up, and
what shook you up? What did I do to shake you up?
I think the thing that shook me up the most is seeing how hard you throw things and the dead accuracy that you have. she grabbed. So we have like, like our pictures are up here, and she fucking.
You came home. And
and she's like, hey, let's talk, And I'm like, oh.
You already knew where
I already knew, And so we talked, and I just never seen somebody so hurt, She grabbed a couple pictures, and the way she threw these pictures, they hit this almost the same spot, like where she threw it, and it was just a trip because watching pictures break of. The picture of where it's like a moment of love and that being broken. I'm like, damn, I did that. Like, she's throwing it, but I'm the one that broke that moment, and that really just fucked with me in the sense that, like, you're not being a good person. Everything you did is fucked up, and you really hurt a really good person.
Well, I'm glad you see that. And now I have to pay a fat deposit for the dents in my house now.
I do, but
I throw hard. I didn't realize how hard I could
You throw hard. You hit hard. You live hard. You fuck hard. Like, everything about you is very hard.
And it was accurate too. Wherever I fucking threw it,
dead accurate. Yeah.
It wasn't even kind of like a.
No,
it was kind of like.
She throws hard.
Boom, boom, boom.
But yeah, that was a very pivotal moment in our relationship where you could have just been like, you know what, just fucking go, but you didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for that. But ever since then, I feel like it definitely took a solid 2 months for you to like give me the time of day, But I don't even deserve any time of day when it comes down to it. So I'm grateful.
You do now.
Yeah.
Because I saw how after that, how it affected you, like, really, really kind of, like,
oh, my God.
Deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were fucked from that.
Yeah, it's not like I was like, oh, I'm going to go to the bar with the boys. And no, I'm, like, fucking, like, down and out. Like, I'm a terrible person, But through that, I'm like, you know what? I did some terrible shit. I know I'm not a terrible person. And I just wasn't serious, there was so much shit going on with me at the time. And thank God you're such a good person. Because most people would be like, bye, You didn't do that with me. And by doing that, it actually made me just so much more on point with the way I'm living my life and being a parent and all that stuff. So,
oh my God, I love it.
Thank you, baby.
I love it. I love it so much. I saw a thing. It was saying it was kind of like, how is it like dating like a trans woman?
Oh, well, okay,
here, let me rephrase the question. How was it dating cis girls versus trans women, and then versus dating trans women versus dating Elena Genevieve?
Okay, well, so okay, so it's, that's a really not a shitty question. It's just not, because the two women that I've dated, trans women, are you and Juliana, and both of you are solid fucking, like, you don't act tranny.
Yeah.
You don't put off
trannies act like a certain way.
You're not flamboyant. You're not like you carry yourselves like women.
Yeah.
Hella respect on that. Going out in public. The only thing about going out in public with both of you, but you even more so, you're so fucking beautiful. Mm-hmm. And everybody sees that. And so for me, it's like, been like, okay, I have to like, thank God I'm attractive too, because if I wasn't, like, God damn, this sucks. Like,
the insecurities.
Yeah, the insecurities are real. But no, I don't. Yeah, I don't have that. But like going out in public with you is just like, God damn, like, these men do not give a shit, that, and that's why I keep you close, and so like, there was one time, I think we were at a club, and I think I was like talking to somebody else. I was probably like a few feet away from you, but like my energy and attention was not on you. Mm-hmm. But I'm watching, and some guy walks up, and he's clearly sees that we're all together, but like, because I'm not next to you claiming you, he's gonna fucking try to stir up that conversation, and I'll have to end that really quickly. Like, you can say hello, and then you can say goodbye.
Was this at Mesa?
This is at Mesa, yeah.
I remember it,
yeah. Because we're at Mesa, like, people all know you there anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to shut that shit down real quick, just because. What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, does this person need to like strike up a conversation with you? Are they gonna like call you, take it? No, none of that's happening, so you can just go.
Do you ever feel like you're like party pooping by doing that? Like, what if I'm like, babe, I was talking to that guy?
If you said that, I would be like, okay, honey, like, then that's fine. But you've never once presented that to me. Like, you don't even care about going out to clubs. Like, it's not even your get down. The only time you want to do that is when all the other girls want to do that. Yeah.
Because like if we were like out and like a girl was talking to you, the last thing I want to be is a cock block. You know, so even if I'm your girl, I'm never a cock block to anyone.
Yeah.
So even though like I am your partner, I'd still be like, I'm gonna let them have their conversation.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll let them talk, and then afterwards, he'll tell me what they said.
Yeah.
And then like if it's like some like sneaky shady shit, then I might have to go fuck her up. But if not, then it's kind of like, okay, I'll just let it slide because like I'm not very like that. I'm not very like, hi, what's your name? Why are you talking to my man? Because like to me, jealousy is so ugly.
Yeah.
And like I just don't like to portray that.
Sure.
So it's kind of like I could be jealous and raging inside, but I would never ever like show that. You know, so I'll bite my tongue and be like, what was that about? You know? But you're not like that at all.
Not like that at all because that
I think jealousy on a man is hot.
It's
but I think jealousy on a woman
is jealousy or is it like, yo, this is my partner, like what business do I have walking up to another fucking woman who has a dude, husband, partner, boyfriend, like why?
Yeah.
What the like why? Yeah. I don't even know you. So what business, like why would I want to even I don't even want to know your name because at the end of the day I'm going home with her.
Yeah.
And my kids are going to wake up and say, "Dad, I want breakfast." Like who the fuck are you? It doesn't fucking matter. Like that's my mindset. So like, homie doesn't know we're together. I'm gonna let you know we're together real quick. If you want to strike up a conversation, cool. But like, you better keep it on good terms because I'll fucking end it real quick. And when I say end it, like I'll end it like you will be ended, and you've seen it and you know it.
Yeah.
So
I've seen you fuck up some people. He fights. And he fights like a straight dude too. It's not like, imagine if that's how you're like about to get down. I was like fighting, you're like,
don't fucking talk to her like that. And I'm like slapping these fucking guys. They're like,
their fucking chest,
they're like, you know what? Never mind, fag boy. Like we're good. You go ahead and have a good night. I'll fuck your girl tomorrow.
I would die. The day that you get into a fight and you get knocked out, I'm gonna have to leave you.
Great.
Just please don't ever let it happen. I remember I was talking to this guy. He was a basketball player. Mm-hmm. And then this other basketball player was hitting me up. And then I was like, oh, why don't you, like, play a game against my man. 21 with this against my man and see, like, whoever loses, like, I'll go home with you. And so they did.
No way.
My man won.
Oh, good.
Thank God.
Good.
Over, like, a fucking basketball, like, player. Like, an athlete. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't think that.
Damn, that's kind of fucking petty. You put that up just to see if this dude was good enough at basketball.
Yeah, because I was kind of just like, my man played basketball. That guy didn't. Oh, that guy played, he was an athlete. And he wanted to get with me. And I was like, well, I have a man already. So, like.
He was an athlete or a basketball player?
He was an athlete.
Okay, but the dude you were with at the time was an actual basketball player. Like, he played.
Oh, wait, no. So, my guy didn't play basketball like that.
Oh.
He just, like, played it for, like, random.
Just for fun.
Like, on the weekend. Like, when he goes to, like, the gym, plays basketball on the court, and then goes home. But this dude's
an actual, like, professional athlete.
Yes.
And he fucking called your dude out, and you guys are like, okay, whoever wins gets to fuck me at the end.
Yeah.
And the dude that you were with still beat him, the athlete. That's pretty badass.
No, it was, because I was like, listen, like, do not lose, because if you lose, I'm going to have to, like, go home with this man, you know? He was like, no, I got you. And then he still ended up winning. So I was like, all right.
He was probably so happy, and he's like, so.
Oh, of course. I mean, that probably like boosts his ego because he got to like meet like a professional basketball player
and beat him.
Yeah, so it's kind of like he's gonna go down and tell that story for the rest of his life.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so if you ever
it would have been better if he was still with you at the end of the day, but
he wasn't. So now you're with me. So you better not lose ever, because that's how life works.
That's why you pick and choose your battles, baby. Pick and choose your battles.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we're talking about sex, body counts and all that shit. I was thinking about this the other day.
Oh my God.
You know what I forgot about to add into my body count?
What?
All my escorting people.
That's how body counts. You can't. So you can't.
I'm like my body.
Yeah, you're so funny because you're like, body count before porn this much. Body count with porn this much. Body count with escorting this much. It's kind of like body count is body.
I think my body count might be like close to yours, dude.
How many fucking like dicks or hole has like gone in and
dude,
like,
it's like I really thought about that because like we've talked about it a couple times like on podcasts and I'm like, you know what? Like that's wrong. It's a wrong number.
Yeah, because
when we were talking with Lila and we're talking
Saucy. You can't like,
dude. It's got to be above 600.
That would be me being like, okay, my
no, because I was looking at my list of like all the clients that I saw over the last year and a half, and it was over 400.
Yeah,
and I've shot fucking at least 150 scenes, and I've shot content fucking. So it's pretty high, dude.
Oh, you know what that means, right? That means your value is as low as mine.
We're both devalued.
Yeah.
But I got paid for all mine.
Bitch, I got paid for all mine too. Half of it was like for fun. You just fucking tell me that all the time. You're like, you can't sit
well,
here.
You're Elena Genevieve.
No, you're
you
like,
can't have such a high body count.
No,
like
you
that.
told me, remember in the beginning, you're like, how are you going to sit here and tell me that I devalued myself for talking to girls when, let's not forget, you have a high-ass body count, so you already devalued yourself. And I was like, bitch, excuse me. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. You're like, 'cause I told you, I was like, oh, you're liking these bitches' photos, that you're devaluing yourself because now I'm seeing how everyone can have you and how accessible you are. And you're like, well, you have a high body count, so you already devalued yourself. And I'm like, but that's before I met you. That was like your logic on it. So now we're both
that we're both hella fucking.
You're a slut. We're both sluts.
Yeah.
And then we found each other.
Look at us now, babe.
Yay, we did.
We have too much fun though, for real.
We do. No, we have a lot of fun when you're like not in the hot seat. Like yesterday, we were laughing so much.
Oh yeah, no,
I think it's just
I'm in the hot seat right now.
You're just nervous.
Yeah, it was. The first roundabout was nerves and just a lot of stuff.
Sooner or later, you and I will have like solo episodes.
No, we're gonna we'll look back on this a year from now, and I'll watch my first podcast and how I carry myself.
Oh no!
In the future,
your first podcast, we already reflected.
We had to fucking.
We already reflected on that.
This
is the upgrade. This is a redemption. And then in a few years, I'll have another redemption.
Yeah, so it's great.
No, but we already did 4 interviews. You handled that perfectly. So.
Yeah, no, we have an amazing season coming up. Lots and lots of podcasts.
My Instagram got deleted. So,
oh yeah.
So my Instagram, I was like, it was annoying because I was working up this I was like, okay, you know what, new podcast, blah blah. I'm gonna like rebrand, and then boom, Instagram gets deleted, and I'm like, fuck.
All 330,000 of your followers
and
gone.
even my demonetized account
And your podcast
this is
gone.
so annoying. I wanted to like have like a separate account, but now I have to like throw it all into my media account. So now
and what do they want, babe? They want fucking 4,000 to recover both accounts.
They want
2,500. Yeah.
I'm like talking to like people about it, and they're like, oh, to recover some.
It's a lot of money.
Like they're like hacker guys,
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, I can get it back for you, and I'm like,
just pay me this amount.
I'm like, that's so much for like my Instagram account.
I feel like they can do it for less if they wanted to.
But of course, but I just feel like they bring it back based on how popular you are.
Right. They see the amount of followers you have. They're like, well, she must be making X amount of dollars.
So we're going to charge her this much. That's why they charge me that much for my big account. And then my podcast account was a little bit.
Bit less, yeah.
So yeah, like it's not by like their work prices, by like how big of a following this person has.
Right. They're like, oh, they can afford it. No issues here.
So that's what they did. Yeah. And
So yeah, we may get it back. We may not, but
we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
I'll link everything down so you guys can see. But now I have to put my podcast into my media account, which I'm kind of like annoyed about because I wanted to have like a media account for like my videography stuff, my podcast account for my podcast, but now I have to merge them to Elena G Media. So I'm kind of like fuck. But
so if anybody's got the hookup and wants to help the baby girl out, comment.
Get my account back. But then again, these are the people who also got my account banned. So
I know these are the same people who are watching like fuck Elena.
Yeah, they got my account banned and they're messaging me like, babe, I can get it back for you.
Yeah, totally get it back. Yeah.
Because that's how it was. Like as soon as I got banned, literally
immediately
the next hour.
Messages, huh?
Oh,
I noticed
your account got banned. I can help you bring it back. I'm like, what
up.
the fuck? You got it banned.
Yeah, what the
bitch?
Fuck?
So if you're not into guys, and if you do gay porn, and you're not into gay anything, how's your dick so hard all the time in these scenes?
Oh my god. You caught me.
You're like, I'm actually a little gay.
Actually gay. No, I use Trimix. For those of you who don't know what Trimix is, it's a little combination of 3 chemicals and I can tell you the names of it. I can pull out it's 3 chemicals that are mixed together in a little pharmaceutical compound laboratory, and then you inject it into your penis in small amounts, and it'll keep you hard for 1 to 3 hours.
But you enjoy like bottoming though, right? Fuck
yeah,
you do.
I mean, shit.
You enjoy it like crazy.
I wouldn't do it if I mean, can you imagine not enjoying it and just getting railed by these fucking giant dicks all the time? Like,
you're sitting there miserable. You're like, oh my god.
I would fucking be pissed off if I didn't get a fucking award then, because that's a performance right there. But yeah, no.
Well, you like bottoming.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where you're mad at me or told my scene partner to fucking just really give it to him, and I'm like, how'd that work out for you? And that was great. That was amazing. That was a really good scene.
No, you're a champ when it comes to bottoming. You can tell everyone what you wanted to do on Twitter, how you wanted to.
I wanted to call out the whole internet. Yeah. I was like, babe, like,
funniest thing ever.
I feel like just going on Twitter and just calling out the whole world right now and just letting everybody, like, if you think you have a dick bigger than I can take, bring it. You know what I mean? Is that gay?
No.
Would people? Is that gay? Because I just want to like prove that I could take the biggest dick in the world?
No, I think it's gay if you're like, by the hottest man ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, because again, with you, it's kind of just the penis.
The penis isn't a sentient being. It doesn't choose. It's not thinking like, I like fucking this or that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a dick.
I think it's more gay if you're kind of like, I want to challenge the hottest man.
Yeah.
Big biceps, smelly armpits.
What if it was like, I was like, I want to take the biggest foot. You know what I mean? I'm like, it wasn't a dick. It was just like
a foot.
Man or female foot, doesn't matter. Like, is that gay because I'm taking a foot in my ass?
Because the dick is usually attached to men. That's
right. Well, I know a lot of girls that there's dicks attached to now too.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, again, like you're not gay.
It's not gay. It's
like,
the dick, dude.
It's just a dick. You're just
like, get over it, guys. It's just a dick.
Like, dicks are hot. Like, they're
Hold on. So no, what did my son? Okay, so. All right, so listen. So me and Elena, we go into our son's room and we're like, just checking everything out, make sure everything's clean, and like we sorry, bud, if you're watching this, I love you. We look at this mirror. I'm like, bro. I'm like, babe. Like, look at this dude's mirror.
Okay, so this mirror looks like this. So I give him a mirror, right? It's like a tall little IKEA mirror, and then at the bottom of it,
like from like the fucking knees down,
it's just all like.
It's
like milky white liquid, like
it's
just
like
dripping.
Like if you like washed your hand, imagine like brushing your teeth, and like all the white little splatters, but this is thicker, and it's like leaked down, like,
and it's dried.
And we're like, on my babe, I think he's fucking nutting on his fucking on his mirror.
So I called him and I'm like, come here. I'm like, what is that? And he was like, Mom, I don't know. I'm like, no, like this is your mirror. When I gave it to you, I wiped it down completely. I cleaned it for you.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
It's probably like soda. It's like soda or something.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking soda. Soda's not white.
Well, it's white soda you drink,
and then
bro.
I was like, get on your knees. And so we got on his knees, and I was like, notice how it levels perfectly with your dick. And then he was like, oh my god, Mom. And I'm like,
what are you doing? What are you doing? Busting nuts on yourself on the mirror? He's like, fuck no, that's gay. I'm like, these kids are taking it to the level where they won't even jack their dicks off anymore because that's gay.
No, because it used to be a thing where like guys would like nut in the mirror.
In the mirror, yeah.
Then they would send me videos of it, so I know it's a thing. Yeah. I just love nutting in the mirror.
I used to do that shit.
I never did that because the cleanup after was just so like.
What do you mean, just one little?
No, I never did that. I always came in a condom.
If you came in a condom when you were growing up, comment below, please.
I mean, it's kind of.
I think I did once. I want to know what it was like.
It's like coming in a sock. Do you know what I mean?
did that a few times. I was like, I was like, come in a condom. Like,
when I jack off, I shoot, and so it's kind of like I either only jack off in the shower, or if I'm like anywhere outside of the shower to avoid that cleanup, I kind of just put a condom on it. Nut in the condom, tied up.
Yeah, you do. It's very shooty. It's very like.
Yeah, it's very shooty. But yeah, no. So like I was looking in the mirror and I was like, baby, is he like nutting on the fucking mirror? And then he was like, no, that's gay. And I literally.
You love that shit.
We died.
I'm like, dude.
No.
My son's definitely not ever going to have
gay anything, which is the most ironic thing ever because his mommy's a fucking tranny and his dad's a fucking gay for paper and star. So. And then he just comes out a little homophobic.
Just a little bit, yeah. He's like, nah, man. I'm not even look at myself when I jack off. Fuck that. Like, there won't be any resemblance of it.
Do you think that mindset's kind of just like?
Yeah, you know what? That's always the argument.
But usually, guys.
That's always the argument. They're like, no, fuck that. Like, really, they're like, because they know, like, deep down that they might like it. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. People called me a faggot all the time when I was growing up. I'm like, damn, they know.
Damn, they know.
That was in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not.
You're like, oh my god.
I fucking know.
Damn, they know.
Seriously, dude.
That's so funny. No, he has a gay friend, so I'm just like, sorry.
Hey, and you know what? When we know that he's hanging out with his gay friend, I'm like, cool. I'm way more chill. Like I have so much respect for his. We'll keep names out of it, but
I love it.
Really love it. I really love his friend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not repressed. Like stay away from me, but he's like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants. He knows what he likes, and that's awesome.
And he has a gay friend. That's cool. Like this gay friend of his, they're like getting really close.
Yeah.
I like that he has a gay friend because I told him I was like, oh, I love that you're not entirely homophobic. Because he was like, oh no, Mom, like he's gay, and I was like, oh. I like that. That's really cute. You know. But yeah, no, I love when he.
I was like, babe, did you see his eyes? He had really tried. You're like, no, I wasn't fucking checking this guy. I'm like, the kid had good looking eyes. Like, I'm not looking at the kid. God damn it.
God damn it. I'm just looking at his eyes, bitch.
Family life. You weren't expecting this, obviously.
How is it? Yeah, I mean, I asked you.
No, how is it for you?
Because they were asking.
How is it for you? How is
it?
How is it like stepping into being a mom?
I love it. Definitely not something. I always told myself I was going to have kids. I always told myself that I would have kids at 27. Mm-hmm. That was like my golden age. And so, happened a little sooner, but like I'm not hating it. Because like, everyone knows this. I've always wanted a house of all boys. Because can't do the period talk.
How are you gonna help that out?
Yeah, so like I've always wanted a house of all boys.
Here's how you put the tampon in, honey. Like,
I'm like putting up my nose, like this. Look, this is what I'm supposed to do. And so like yeah, and I love it. I love it a lot. I want a house of all boys. I want it to be like mommy to everyone.
No toddlers. Like you didn't want to do the toddler phase.
I didn't want to do toddler, and so when I met you, it was fucking so like. It couldn't have worked out better.
It's almost a turnkey family. If it was turnkey, it'd been like my kids are perfect, and
no, but now
they are. Our kids are really.
They are so perfect. Like when like it was just perfect. Like one, the dad's hot as fuck, super hot, and then the kids are like 10 and 15. They're not at that toddler age. They're like at that age where they're kind of just like can be on their own. You know what I mean? Because when I was 10, I was like never with my dad. You know, I wanted to hang out all the time. Hang out with my friends, and I was 15. I was the same way, and so like
15, you were fucking doing big time things at 15. So
going viral, fucking porn star hip hop. But no, it was perfect. It kind of was like a turnkey family because when the kids moved in, it was kind of like they were so well behaved. You tell them something once, they don't do it again, except for the older one. He's like me. He's a klepto like me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We can get into that one later on, but
so crazy.
It's very interesting how you two are very much alike.
Him and I are so alike. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
But it's good though because that's how you guys were able to click and make your connection, and you know, and through that, it's just we have a rad little family.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it so much, and that's why I feel like that's why you can fuck up all you want. I'll still be here because like I found my forever family, and it's kind of like I don't want to leave it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want to fuck up at all, and I want the forever family to be forever happy and loving and having good sex too. So
I just love having gay sex with you. We have gay sex, you and I. You know.
Well, I mean, if you want to break it down, there's no vagina, and I'm seeing my penis inside your butt. So
dude, we're having gay
sex together. So
I love it.
I love you.
But yeah, I love you too. I love our family. But how is it for you?
It's great. I didn't think that I was ever going to meet somebody like you, actually, because my experience is that it's very difficult for a woman to receive another woman's children, you know. But our situation is different because, you know, their mom's not around at all, and there's no baby mama drama. It's just, you know, if you want it, it's yours, and you wanted it more than I wanted to bring the kids into the situation, and through that, I've always trusted your judgment on everything. You know, I always go with what Elena says because
it's very true. It's funny because like even though they're technically like your kids, if I'm like, babe, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that for the kids of this, he listens.
And there's never been one situation where it's been like, oh, we should have done this. No, she's always right. She
like
really
you're never like, oh, babe, they're my kids. I'll raise them my way, or I'll handle things my way. It's never like that. You're always like, babe. What do you think
we should do?
Yes, you always, and I love that so much because like it makes me feel like I'm a part of this as well, and it's not kind of just like these are my kids, let me handle this. It's kind of like, what should we do? What do you want to do about this? How do you want to handle this? And then it's completely up to me. So like, I love it.
Yeah, your feelings and your opinion and you know the way you handle things are very important to me, and
makes you feel involved.
You are involved.
I love that so much though. I never realized how important that was until right now.
Yeah.
You know, because you could have easily been like,
I got this, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't trip.
I'll handle my kids.
Yeah.
And I hate when he says that a lot too. So that's one thing that kind of worked one.
Yeah.
Was him saying my kids.
It's divisive, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't like it because it kind of put a divide between like my kids, not your kids.
Yeah,
so like
I'm
training him to say our with everything. Yeah. Our kids, our family, our. Yeah, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this little episode of me and Alpha Wolf in this introduction
to Demonetized.
Demonetized, yeah. And without further ado, guys, I have so many more episodes planned, so many more interviews. So come back next Friday. They'll all be here because him and I have interviewed so many people already this whole entire month.
You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be very.
It's mainly people in the porn world, trans people. I have guys as well, so I'm excited to show you guys what we have coming for
maybe even a celebrity or two. We'll see.
I have a celebrity. It's fucking Alpha Wolf. Come on. But yeah, is there anything you want to plug before we go?
No, I was just stay tuned. You know, we have some really awesome things coming your way, and I know that all the dolls have been just like they're just waiting. I know they're just like I'm gonna people are taking days off of work to watch this podcast. So
I know it's like 1 hour of your day. So thank you.
But we appreciate you, and I appreciate you too, honey. This is a blessing, and I look forward to sharing some beautiful things with the world. So
yeah, and in our next episode, we talk about being hitched, baby. Fuck yeah.
There it is.
The married life for us. But yeah, you guys, I'll link everything down. If you guys want to see us fuck, it's on our OnlyFans as well. I'll link that as well. But yeah, we have some cute little sex tips tonight. It's like authentic.
Very, very hot, very solid, full length.
Because it's like, oh, they're not just like fucking for like content. There's like feelings involved.
Yeah, this
is intimate.
It's good stuff. Yeah,
it's like real.
Yeah,
it's amateur.
Give a little subscription. Check it out. You might like it.
Yeah, you will like it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And until my next episode, you guys, let's get demonetized.
Boom.